Hello there, Aries. Welcome to Diamond Dragon Lady. My name is Ariel, and today we're going to be working on your 2024 tarot and astrology forecast. Mostly we will be focusing on the tarot today. I love doing these year-long forecasts. They are a little longer, so grab a cup of tea and hang in there for me with this one because we will go all the way from January through December. We will pull a couple cards for each month of the year to see how your 2024 journey is unfolding. I was also just looking at my 2024 astrological planner. I'm not endorsed by Llewellyn, but I always do buy one of these every year. And a big reason I love these is because in the back, they give you a couple years of the printed ephemeris charts, which just shows you where your planets are going to be stationing throughout the year. So Aries, something I wanted to really talk to you about in the beginning before we start looking at the cards, is really that I think there's going to be a lot of release of pressure for you. Pluto has been in the sign of Capricorn for almost 15 years, which is a really long cycle. Pluto is one of our longer moving planets. And so January 21st, 2024, it moves out of Capricorn finally into the sign of Aquarius. And I really think that even energetically, you are going to feel this because Capricorn is a square to the sign of Aries. It creates a lot of friction. And even if it's not, the exact degrees to your Aries, sun sign or other planets that might be in Aries, you're still going to feel that pressure. And so as a result, Aries, I think the last 14 to 15 years for you wasn't always particularly easy. I think that there were a lot of things that happened, over that cycle that would have created, just a lot of intense inner growth, a lot of, spiritual and psychological development and things that you really had to dig into. So I feel like even though you're not a Capricorn, which it's funny, I'm a Capricorn, so I know we had Pluto right on top of our, Capricorn planets, which was also not easy, but I think Aries experienced, a lot of challenge there as well. And I would say the same for our fellow cardinal signs, Libra, Cancer, the other two, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are all our cardinal signs. And so Aries, I just feel like you guys would have definitely gone through a lot of that pressure as well. So I just want to point that out, that's coming to an end at the beginning of 2024, which I think is very exciting. The other things that I'm going to just point out to you, whenever I'm looking at Aries, I'm always going to look at our Mars cycles. And I really feel like one of the most dynamic times is going to be when Mars moves into your own sign. So I would say, most of April, that's when Mars will be in Pisces. You might feel a lot more sleepy, a little bit more dreamy, a little less active. But then at the beginning of May 2024, that is when Mars goes into Aries, and it will be there the whole month of May, and then, the first week of June. And I think that's going to be a very dynamic time for you. I also wanted to point out, Venus will be in your sign, I think at the same time. Yeah, let's look at that. Your Venus cycle, let's see. Yeah, that'll be the month before that. So April might be kind of a dreamy, more romantic month with Venus in your sign and Mars in Pisces. Then, I feel like May is just going to be, a lot of energy for you because that's Mars coming back to your natural sign. The other times that I feel like Mars is very dynamically positioned are whenever it is in a fire sign. So let's just take a look at that real quick before we move into your cards. So let's see, Mars. I think the hardest month in some ways energetically for you might be September and December of 2024 because, Mars will be in Cancer most of September and the first week of October. And I tell you that's a kind of crabby, kind of inward turning energy. Actually, no, it's going to be there longer than that. I take that back. Let's see. Mars is actually going to be starting its Cancer transit on September 5th, and it will be there through to the end, the very beginning of November. So that might be a little bit more friction, a little bit more, you might feel more like a homebody, and it might be a little bit harder to get that dynamic action that you really like. So keep that in mind. November picks up again though, because then it moves into Leo. That's a fellow fire sign, and November looks really nice for that energy. But I do want to point out, about every 2 to 2.5 years, we do have a Mars retrograde. And so we do have a Mars retrograde at the end of December 2024. That starts on December 6th, it looks like, yes. And then we go through the month of January. Our Mars retrogrades do tend to be a little long, guys. I'm so sorry. And it doesn't end until the end of February 2025. So there is a big Mars retrograde at the end of 2024, but there's plenty of pockets of action and activity. I would say, get most of those things done, especially that month of May, month of November. Those look really great for your Mars energy. But then once we hit, December at the end of the year and going into 2025, those first 2 months, it might almost feel like a little bit of a hibernation or more of an introverted inward turning time for all of our Aries folks. So let's get into your cards. I just wanted to give you that astrological info first off, because there are not like large outer planets, moving through your sign right now. But when that's not happening, it's good to look at what's impacting you, like the Pluto energy is changing. And then also, always look at your ruling planet to see what it's doing, because that has a lot to do with how we feel. It really does. So let's get into it, guys. This is going to be a great read. I always love doing these, as I said. We're just going to start with the Oracle. And let's get a main keyword for 2024, Spirit. Let's see what we have for Aries. Anything they need to see or hear for their highest and best good for the new year. And look at that. We've got openness. This card has come up for 2 of our other signs, and that was Capricorn and Aquarius. Very interesting that we talked about Pluto moving from Capricorn to Aquarius for this year ahead, because I think that, you're probably picking up a little bit on that energy. And again, I said the same thing to them. I said, this is a year of staying open. It's all about openness this year, Aries. And look at that beautiful full moon in this card. I absolutely love it. So I feel like the full moons or the new moons, those are going to be very important for you this year. This is a time to keep an open mind, an open heart, be very flexible to what comes through for you. Even if there's changes, even if there's challenges, look for the blessings in them. Look for the long picture, right? Stay open to where that is taking you. Stay open to where Spirit is leading this year. So let's get into a little bit more astrology. Let's see what's coming through intuitively through our astrology cards to see what else might be important for you to pay attention to. All right, the 4th house. So this is your roots. This is Cancer energy. We do have a long, journey of Mars through that sign of Cancer, like we talked about. So, this 4th house of the home, roots, family, there could be something very highlighted about that this year. Our next card out is the 12th house. Ooh, yes. Pisces house, another very watery house. So the houses in astrology are almost like the stage. It's where the action takes place. So these can be the realms that you find yourself, or the areas of life that you find yourself inhabiting more. 12th house can be escapism, absolutely. It is also working through deeper, heavier emotions. It can be a very imaginative and dreamy house. Like I said, you will have that month where, Mars is moving through Pisces. That might be a very dreamy, inspired kind of month for you. Let's get a few more. Fire element. Yes, that's your own element. So your element is burning nice and bright and strong this year. Definitely follow the heart, follow your passions, have courage, Aries. And on the bottom, we do have Chiron. This is the healer. This is very strong healing energy. And this to me, Chiron is the wounded healer. This is the energy of somebody that has gone through some hard times, has gone through some challenges, and they're now in a position to help heal others. So you may feel particularly in a position where you are able to help and heal others in a more profound way this year. Next, let's get into your spirit guides. Let's see which one of our ancestors, guardians, angels, etc. are looking to come through and help you. I always do pull one of these for our monthly readings for each sign, but this is going to be a special one, Aries. This is going to be one that is presiding over your 2024. And we have Odin. Oh, psychic insight. Look at that. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is and follow your intuition so you can really see deeper into any subject this year, Aries. It's like whatever comes up, whatever you might be sensing, you're spot on about it. Follow your feelings. Follow your truth. If something seems right, it's probably right. If something seems off, it's probably off. So next, let's get into your spirit animals and see what the animal realm is bringing through. I always love working with our spirit animals, as you may know if you followed my old channel. We did regular spirit animal readings. So let's see what we have for Aries 2024. What special animal guide will be inspiring you and helping you the most? Ooh, we have the flamingo. This one came up, interestingly enough, for Pisces. So I would say I'm feeling just a little bit of Pisces energy from your reading this for this year. Oh my gosh, and the same. I think that there's something very, very interesting going on with you here this year, Aries. So the flamingo spirit is about embracing the in-between. This is about, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot tucked up, right? And so there may be something that is, like an ongoing process, something that hasn't been completed, something that you feel like you need more time to work it out. And this is just saying, it's, most people, we really don't like not knowing the outcomes to things, which is why we like to look at astrology and cards and all this kind of thing. But this may also be saying it's time to not fight against that, right? It's time to just embrace maybe the not knowing or the in-between of the process, right? Most things have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you're in the middle right now. So just embrace that, Aries. Don't rush forward to the finish just yet. Spirit has something to unfold and to show to you as you work through the process, right? Let's next get one more oracle card before we get into your astrology. This is one of my favorite decks, and I don't use it often. I kind of keep it for our year-long readings. It's called the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. And this is really just to show or feel out what realm you may be really inhabiting. I feel like we're already seeing some of that with that 4th and 12th house. There's something very emotional, very deep going on within you this year, Aries. So let's see if we can get a little bit deeper into that. And look at this. Oh, open like the lotus. Yes, flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. And I would even say this may be emotional maturity as well, because, the lotus is really that symbol of spiritual enlightenment in many cultures, right? Because it goes through the darkness, goes through the mud and the murk, right? And it blooms out of the most unlikely places, right? So this may be you, Aries. You may be blooming in unlikely places. I would also say that, this is interesting. I believe that it was Aquarius that had this same card for their Hidden Realm card and the Openness card too. So again, staying very open to your process. I would say be very open emotionally. Like, you may not be able, we can't just cry or just talk to just any old person, but if you have somebody or someone, or a community that supports you, and you have people around you that you really feel like, yes, I can let it all hang out. I can cry if I need to. I can talk. I can feel however I need to feel. That's what you need to seek out. This could also be you embracing maybe a new spiritual path or walk. But what a beautiful beginning. Let's get into your tarot next. We're going to do one card for each month of the year, and we're going to see how the Aries journey plays out. Please, Spirit, let's see what we've got for them. I like to give these a good shuffle, so just bear with me for a moment. All right. Ooh, beautiful. This is, let's see, I'm trying to think. This is the 5th reading I've done, and the star hasn't come out until now. So I'm really excited to see that. I love to see the Emperor coming out. We have the World, King of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Justice, ooh, Ace of Swords, 7 of Cups. We have the Temperance, which is the balance card in this deck. 5 of Pentacles, King of Swords, and Page of Swords. All right, and on the bottom we have the 9 of Wands. So we will talk about that one later. All right, but let's start out. Beautiful beginning to your new year here, Aries, with the Star card. This is one of the most positive cards in the tarot, just like the Sun, and it does herald fresh, bright, new beginnings, end of a dark journey. Maybe you went through a long, dark night of the soul, or even a short night of the soul, and you feel like, yay, it's a new year, it's a new energy, it's a new vibration. The Star card is also Aquarius energy. And I do feel, absolutely, I felt there was a need to tell you about the Pluto shift into Aquarius, because I really feel like that is energetically helping you to feel more free. Just, you've worked through some kind of pressure, some kind of internal tension, and something is lighting your way brighter than ever. You feel more balanced. You feel much more positive about where things are going as this new year opens up in January. And we are going to clarify each of these cards, because I definitely like to get a little deeper message for each one. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. You may be feeling more positive about work or your work-life balance, especially if you've been either working too hard or playing too hard. Usually with the 2 Pentacles, it may be working too hard, because this is Capricorn energy. So this is a time where you really do want to balance things out. But don't work too hard. If you've been working yourself really hard here, Aries, it's time to have a little bit more balance in your life. Going into the month of February, I really love to see this, because this is your own energy. We love to see our own cards show up in our own readings. And the Emperor is Aries power. So to me, February is the month where you're really stepping into your own. You feel more confident. You feel more sure of yourself, like you know where you want to go, you know what you want to get. You have some learning and maturity behind you here with this, and you're taking charge of a situation. You may be stepping up into some kind of a leadership role. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, you're definitely doing the slow and steady wins the race, which is a nice balance, because Aries, you can tend to be very impulsive, very fiery, jump in very quick. But with the Knight of Pentacles, to me, that says that you have lasting power about anything that you start in the month of February. So you are going to move forward with that sure and steady. The Knight of Pentacles, to me, is the most successful Knight of the Tarot, because even though he's not charging forward, not rushing, he plans ahead accordingly. So I feel like anything that you're doing, you will be planning ahead in advance. Going into the month of March, love to see the World card. Very strong Capricorn energy, because we have the Saturn rulership here. The World is the last card in the major arcana, so it definitely wraps up a cycle. This is like finishing the race, completing the task, you know, getting that achievement, finishing something, and it feels so good, right? So I think that this is a month where something is coming to a completion. Again, I feel like this is something maybe you even have worked on for a long time, and you feel like finally I have, you know, passed the threshold, I've completed the test, I've finished the challenge. And look at that, yes, Seven of Wands. So I feel like, you know, maybe this was also, this could have been a tough time. Maybe you felt like you had an adversary, or even your own mind could have been your adversary, because with the Seven of Wands, sometimes it's something that, you know, somebody's actually coming at us, and sometimes it's something that we just imagine as being, you know, a supposed threat. So I feel like you're overcoming something as well, something that might have felt like a bit of a battle, right? You know, something that you're overcoming, maybe some kind of adversity. Going into the month of April, your own season, that is when Mars is in Pisces. We have the King of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. So I really feel like this is a stabilizing force. I feel like you're really trying to, you know, ground yourself. For those of you who are, you know, working hard yet again, I kind of feel like you're working. You may be thinking about investing. You may be thinking about, well, what can I do to make a little bit more money on the side? The King of Pentacles definitely thinks about their coins, their financial security, prosperity, and abundance. It does tend to be a very successful kind of energy. So if you are working towards a goal, if you are investing your time or energy in something, it tends to turn out quite nicely. And with the Ace of Wands, wow, so passionate, fiery, beautiful new beginnings coming in at the same time. I think this is very, very nice for you. This is the hand of spirit really granting you new enthusiasm, new energy, new life force. Then we go into the month of May. Month of May, we have the Five of Swords. So Aries, your energy is very high right now. This is when Mars, your ruling planet, will be in your own sign. And so I would say be very careful the kind of people that you get involved with. Just watch out for them, because the Five of Swords, as we can see, you know, we have a very appropriate kind of artwork here. It's like we have people that are, you know, kind of cheating. They don't have a lot of integrity. They might lead you down pathways that aren't the best. They don't mind being the winner to make everyone else the loser, even if it means they're doing things that are kind of underhanded. It's also a classic card of should I stay or should I go? Standing up and fighting for a situation, or deciding to turn around and leave it alone, right? So I would say, again, avoid people who lack integrity, who don't have your best, you know, your best energy, or your best life, or your well-being at heart, right? Let's see what we have clarifying this for you. Yeah, just don't jump into something that's unwise. Like, be careful. Like, just be cautious with your energy, because you do have very good energy in that month of May astrologically. So I would say, you know, use again. We have that psychic insight, right? Keep your mind open, because when you do, you're going to feel it. You're going to be very intuitive about who's good for you, what's not good for you. This is you just being cautious. This is more Capricorn energy, right? It's like, you know, you don't want to get your heart or your finances taken advantage of here, Aries. So just be careful. Just be watchful of who's around you. Don't be fearful, but just be careful. Going into the month of June, we have our Justice card. So this is fairness, it's balance. You know, if you've got anything coming up in a court case or, you know, anything legal, it's a good time to take care of it. Very strong Libra energy. So this is a time to be objective, see both sides of any story, but also do stand up for what you believe at the same time. Keep your integrity, right? This is really encouraging you. This May and June, it's like keep a very, very strong, you know, moral compass going. And we have the Six of Swords. So, you know, if there's someone, you know, we have the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords very clearly. If there's anyone that's not good for you, I can absolutely see you letting go of that situation. You know, this is a more specific message, but for some of you, this could even be a divorce. This could be really like a final judgment, and you get freed from it, because the Six of Swords mean that you had to let something go, but you're headed towards a much more peaceful existence. So it's quite beautiful. Going deeper into the summer, into July, we have the Ace of Swords. This is the second ace in your reading so far here, Aries. I think this is clarity, it's victory, it's success. It's really seeing through anything that was cloudy or confusing. I feel like there might have been some cloudy, confusing stuff right here, but boy, you're coming through it very, very clearly. Let's get a clarifier on this. I love that card. And we have the Page of Swords. So new ideas spring from this new clarity, right? The only thing that I would say is avoid gossip, avoid hearsay. Don't believe everything that you hear through the grapevine or on the internet, right? Always vet it very carefully. But there's a lot of new ideas and your mind is very activated. Going into the month of August, we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, it can be a lot of options. There's a lot of things coming your way and you might have to really make a choice. Don't procrastinate. Don't overthink this. Get the clarity you need and proceed. And if it's an emotional choice, it will be more challenging. I will say that, right? If you're single and you're dating a couple people and you have to choose just one, right? That could be a little bit more challenging than if it's, you know, something more practical. So we do have the Justice cards coming up again. Libra energy. So Aries, Libra is factoring very strongly into your year. I would say that this could be, again, you know, trying to make these fair, impartial decisions about something in your life. This could even be like maybe you've got two friends that are having an argument or some disagreement and they really want you to weigh in and you're trying to be fair to everybody, right? So yeah, take that as it resonates to your personal situation. Going into, let's see, this would be the month of September. Yes, we have the Temperance card, which is the balance card in this particular deck. And so this is Sagittarius energy. To me, this is alchemy. This is catharsis. This is moving maybe a more challenging or heavy energy into a lighter, happier, easier one, right? So let's see what we have clarifying this. This is, you know, blending ideas. It's making yourself stronger. It's also that spiritual development, psychological development coming in with that card. Again, you know, we have that openness, so be open to new ideas. We also have the Three of Cups, which is a beautiful celebratory energy. September could be a very, very nice time for just socializing, seeing your friends. Sagittarius energy is in a nice harmony to you because it's a fellow fire sign. So that is a very beautiful card. Make sure to take a little downtime. Do a little self-care, self-love that month. Going into the last part of the year, for October, we have the Five of Pentacles. I'd be careful of, you know, overindulging in a feeling of loneliness or lack here for you, Aries. You know, if you're feeling lonely, reach out. Don't just, you know, introvert. Reach out to others, connect, right? If you're feeling like you don't have enough money come in, or if you feel like your abundance is lacking, instead of, overthinking that, try to make a good plan and change your tactics, change your approach. And we have the Three of Cups. Part of this for some of you could be that you may be waiting. You may be like, I put in this investment and I'm just waiting for my ships to come in. I know they're going to come, but it's getting a little bit hard to wait. All right. So that month might take a little patience. Waiting on the return of an investment, maybe even waiting on the return of a friend or a lover. That is very possible there too. November, we have the King of Swords. Strong Aquarius energy. He is the Aquarian king. And so you might be really leaning on your logic, your intellect, and, trying to make a good plan because he is the master strategist. He's going to sit there and come up with a logical, practical plan to anything that is troubling him. It's also a very important time to speak clearly, communicate well. You might feel a little bit emotionally detached from some of your personal relationships as well during this month. This is a good month for you, though. Astrologically, the energy is pretty good for November. And we have our Page of Wands. So, don't get too heavy in your head. I wouldn't get too, over analytical or overthink things too much because the Page of Wands is your own energy. It's an Aries card. It's playful, it's joyful, it's fun. Even if you're being very serious this month, Aries, I would say also give yourself a little downtime to relax, to enjoy, and just be playful. Have that childlike energy. And for some of you, again, this is very specific, but I'm going to say it just because I'm feeling it. For some of you, this could be like a decision to adopt a pet or a child or have a child because Page of Wands is very child energy as well. It doesn't mean you have to have a child or that, but that for some of you, you could be really analyzing, is this a good decision for me? Will this, be a good choice, etc., right? Going into the last card of the year, we have the Page of Swords coming up again. So he's come in here twice. This is Gemini energy again. It's new ideas, new thoughts. Don't listen to idle gossip. Don't let people upset you with things that maybe aren't the most true. Instead, embrace the higher vibration of that card, which to me is new ideas, fresh approach, trying something you haven't tried before, maybe starting to write something down. You might even be thinking, yeah, maybe I'd like to write a book or start an article, or do something in communication. Let's get a clarifier on this one. Yep, the Tower card. That's your own energy, so I never see that one as a bad thing. I love that both of your power cards came up in your reading. The Emperor, which is Aries, and the Tower, which is Mars, your ruling planet. So absolutely, I feel like you literally might kind of be on fire with all kinds of brilliant ideas. We did have the Justice card come up in this reading twice. So, if you are in a legal profession or if you're going through some kind of legal situation here, make sure that you either employ a lawyer or you read over all the documentation very carefully. I'm just saying that because we've got Page of Swords twice, we've got Justice twice. I'm just going to bring that up to you. A few things did double up. We do have some aces, which is very, very good, positive new energy. I love the Star card starting out your year. I feel like there's a lot of activity for you this year, but you're definitely making some choices to back away from anyone or anything that aren't good for you. I definitely see that. On the bottom of the deck, I said we were going to mention it, Nine of Wands, and we have the Nine of Pentacles on the other deck. So 9 and 9. You are very protective of anything you're creating this year, Aries. I feel like you are creating something very positive. You're building your stability, your abundance. You might even be building a business this year. So very, very nice energy ahead. Again, stay open because there's a lot of things coming through here for you. Let's get into a blessing for Aries. What is 2024 blessing them on? And look at that. We have a blessing for peace of mind. And you do have a lot of swords, which is the air element, which is the mind going on, in this reading. So I would say that yes, peace of mind, clarity, calm. I feel like you will get the answers that you seek. This is a definite year of using a combination of your intuition and your intellect to inform your actions. So have an amazing 2024, Aries. All the best to you, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Take care.